Something is wrong with time. When you were a child, a year could feel endless. Now you blink, and another year is gone. January feels like yesterday. Your birthday arrives again. The seasons change. People you haven't seen in months suddenly look older. And somehow, you're asking the same question. How did this year go so fast? Here's the strange part. The clock isn't moving faster. Your brain is changing the way it experiences your life. And once you understand why, you may never look at an ordinary day the same way again. Think about the last year of your life. Can you remember every month? Probably not. Can you remember every week? Definitely not. Most of it has already collapsed into a blur. But now think about one unusual day from years ago. Maybe you can see the room. You remember the weather. You remember someone's face. You remember what you felt. Why can one day survive for years, while hundreds of ordinary days disappear almost completely? This is where things get interesting. Your brain doesn't experience time like a stopwatch. It experiences your life through events, attention, emotion, change, and memory. And when your days become predictable, something strange happens. Monday starts looking like Tuesday. Tuesday looks like Wednesday. The same alarm, the same commute, the same meetings, the same dinner. You may feel like you're living hundreds of separate days, but when you look backward, your brain may compress them into one familiar period. That's why a year filled with repetition can feel surprisingly short in retrospect. But here's the part nobody really prepares you for. The older you get, the more of your life becomes familiar. You've already seen the city. You've already had birthdays. You've already experienced holidays. You've already learned how many everyday things work. Your brain doesn't need to treat every familiar experience as something completely new. And that can make the years feel like they're disappearing. Think about childhood again. Not because children have some magical clock, but because the world was full of things they had never experienced before. The first day at school, the first sleepover, the first time riding a bicycle, the first time getting lost, the first time being completely fascinated by something. The world was unfamiliar. There were more surprises, more discoveries, more things that demanded attention. And when you look back, those years can seem enormous. But here's where this gets uncomfortable. You don't get to experience childhood again. You don't get unlimited firsts. And the older you become, the easier it is to let your days become copies of each other. Wake up, work, scroll, eat, sleep, repeat. And then suddenly, it's December. You look back and wonder where the year went. Maybe that's why some people reach their 40s or 50s and say something that sounds almost impossible. Where did my life go? They didn't lose the years. They lived them. But many of those years may not contain enough distinctive moments for memory to separate them clearly. And there's another fascinating clue. Memory researchers have identified a pattern called the reminiscence bump. Adults often remember a surprisingly large number of personal events from adolescence and early adulthood. Those years tend to contain major transitions, identity changes, and experiences that stand out. So when you look backward, those years can feel unusually full. Not necessarily because time moved slower, because your memory has more landmarks. And that changes the question. Maybe the question isn't, how do I slow time down? You can't. Maybe the better question is, how do I stop my life from becoming one long blur? You don't need to travel the world every month. You don't need to quit your job. You don't need to turn every day into an adventure. You just need to interrupt the automatic. Take a different route. Learn something you've never learned. Have a conversation without your phone. Go somewhere you've never been. Create something. Pay attention to an ordinary moment instead of rushing through it. Because one day, you will look back at this exact period of your life, and you won't remember the thousands of minutes you spent scrolling. You probably won't remember every email. You won't remember every ordinary Tuesday. You'll remember fragments, faces, places, conversations, feelings, moments that somehow became important. And that is the strange truth about time. You don't usually notice your life getting shorter. You notice it when you look backward, because the days that feel ordinary today may eventually be the days you wish you could have back. And maybe that's why time feels faster every year, not because there is less time, but because we are becoming better at letting it pass unnoticed.